Hey, what's going on, everybody? So tonight we are trying something a little interesting, something that I saw earlier today. I was at work and I was just kind of flipping through Twitter and I saw somebody talk about playing Curse of Shaken Faith in Burn. Curse of Shaken Faith is a new card from Innistrad. It says Enchant Player. Whenever Enchanted player casts a spell other than the first turn they cast each turn or copies a spell, it deals 2 damage to them. Um, I think this is really cool. I think this card's really good. It'll be really good against Izzet Phoenix. It'll also be really good against the Graveyard Recursion Looping combo deck. I can't like the Lotus Field deck. Um, I'm not sure off the top of my head if there's anything else we want it for in Pioneer, but it seems really good. The only other real notable change that I've made from my burn list is that instead of playing 4 Wild Slash and 1 Shock, we're now playing 4 Play with Fire and 1 Wild Slash because I just really don't like the one of Zergo that people play, and Play with Fire scries one when we go upstairs with it. So it seems awesome. We cut a Rolling Vortex, and we cut two Soul Guide Lanterns to play 3 Curse of Shaken Faith in the sideboard. So I'm pretty interested to see how this pans out. I don't really know if it'll. 3 days, 14 hours, and I need 40 Magic Online Championship points for that. I don't even know what that is. Pioneer Showcase Challenge. 3 days, 14 hours. Today's Wednesday. 1, 2, 3. So it starts Sunday morning at like 9 o'clock. If I can get enough points, I might plan that. Looks kind of cool. Yeah, join Pioneer League. And we'll start looking for a game. All right. Ooh, we found a game quick. That's cool. Like low key was not expecting that. Hi and good luck. This hand's pretty solid. Alright, keep this. They're gonna Thought Seize us, which is not, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, we don't want our opponent to take cards from our hand, but at the same time, like, it's not that big of a deal. Having 2 Swift Spears is really good here because it allows us to guaranteed have a turn 1 threat to play. Play with Fire is pretty good. I was like, feels like a Fatal Push. Yeah. Drawing an Eidolon would be sick here. We'll just say go here. Play the Boros Charm. We have 11 points of burn in our hand, which means we need to find 6 more points somewhere. So our opponent looks like they're on mono black. Okay, red black. Oh, it's Rakdos Kroxa. Gotcha. I'm gonna discard Wild Slash. They're probably gonna draw 2 cards with the trigger on the stack here. It's what it looks like they're gonna do. No. Interesting. Okay, Citrus Supplier, fill up their graveyard. Huh. So we can play Soulscar Mage and then go upstairs, put him to 10, and then we're just going to discard our Play with Fire if they have Kroxa. Let's put Lyris into our hand and see if they try to, like, Thought Seize it or anything. This kind of gives us a good amount of play with what we're able to do here. I mean, if they want to Thought Seize this and go to 11, I'm okay with that. It also means they don't have another land, or if they do, it's a black land, because I imagine playing Kroxa here would have just been better for them. Yep. We go to 17. Well, I can't do both here, can I? Can play Soulscar and play Eidolon. Eidolon's really good against this deck, especially if they're not applying a ton of pressure to us, so... Bloodchief's Thirst our Eidolon, okay. So they go to 9. I imagine they're playing the Fame side of Claim to Fame. Yeah. Now the question is, do they Thought Seize us, or are they just going to kill our Soulscar Mage? That's what I'm really curious to know. Gonna Bloodchief's Thirst to Soulscar Mage. Okay. Having 5 points and then being a 9 feels like it gives us a pretty good spot. I feel like Lava Runner is also pretty good here. We're just guaranteed to get the shock in while we can. Okay. So we're going to discard Play with Fire because putting them to 5 gives us 0 outs to killing them. They're going to Fatal Push our Lava Runner. Yeah, we go to 11. I mean, drawing Boros Charm would just be sweet here. I think Lava Runner gives us another out, so it doesn't seem that bad. Because if they don't have a removal spell here, they have to, what's it, 4 to animate this? Yeah, so they have to have an untapped land here to kill us. I don't even think that kills us. No, it doesn't even kill us. As long as we can block the Kroxa, we're okay. Okay. Boros Charm. Oh, we actually did it! Get wrecked. Let's go. I can't believe that actually played out. Oh, yeah. Raged in the chat. Oh, he's heated. He's heated. Sorry. Sorry, brother. I mean, sorry, not sorry kind of thing. Searing Blood and Chained to the Rocks both seem really good. Rolling Vortex, like, seems okay. Curse of Shaken Faith. Trying to think if that seems good enough. I mean, I play, like, I don't know. There are a lot of times when I'm playing that deck when I don't really want that, so I don't know. I think we can cut Boros Charms. Let's try it like that and see what happens. We won the last one on the draw somehow, but I mean, we won because our opponent kept. Well, I don't want to say they kept a bad hand, but they kept a hand that didn't allow them to, like, they didn't draw a fourth land, so they never got to Kroxa. I think we'll keep this. This seems reasonable. Duress, okay. Probably taking a lot up the stage here if I had to guess. I don't know, a lot up the stage or Lightning Strike. Like, taking Wizard's Lightning doesn't really make any sense in my head. Yep. Nope. Sego. There are probably some situations that might warrant, like, shocking in and, like, being aggressive that way, but Stitcher Supplier is pretty solid. He does hit a Kroxa. I mean, we're all burn spells here. We have 12 points in our hands, so. Okay. That does seem very good in this deck. Yeah. Go to 18. We are going to Lightning Strike that thing, because, I mean, that thing just gaining a bunch of life every turn is not going to do us any good. Yeah, we're just going to play our light up the stage here. Okay. Swift Spear and Searing Blood feels pretty solid. Those are good hits. He can play Kroxa here. Yeah, I mean, I think that's where we want to be. Like, Chain to the Rocks would be sweet here, because we could Searing Blood that and Chain to the Rocks to Kroxa. Well, we'll play our spells here. I'd rather play these spells and then try to get the... Because next turn we'll have access to Lava Runner, double Wizard's Lightning. I mean, we can just try to go upstairs and kill him next turn, depending on what's in our opponent's hand. 420 aggro blaze it, big dog. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, Ian. This K command. Yeah, making us discard a card is tough. K command's a pretty solid answer there. Like, if it's not Chained to the Rocks here off the top, we're in pretty tough shape. Because we're going to go to 9. That's a tough scene. Alright, we're going to say go. Because if we play the Lava Runner and he has... Oh, we're just dead to the Hive Mind here, aren't we? Or the Den of the Bugbear. If he animates it up, we are just dead. We're gonna discard Lava Runner. We go to 3. Yeah, because having to discard our Lyris here isn't gonna do anything for us. That doesn't really help us. Yeah, I mean, I think we want it this way. Like, we just want to draw a little bit better. Eidolon's really good against this deck, so I think we definitely want all of them on the play. Like, if Eidolon's good enough on the draw, then it's definitely good enough on the play. I wonder if our opponent brought in Go Blink against us. It's an interesting question. I feel like that decision tells you a lot about our opponent. All right, we get to be on the play for once, so. So a little slow, but I think it's good enough, honestly. I think having double Searing Blood and double Lightning Strike is really solid. We're just gonna play this tapped. I don't see a reason to bluff anything or play around anything, so. They'll probably take a Searing Blood. If I have to guess here. Yep. Seems like the logical play to me. Unless they just have nothing that Searing Blood hits. Alright. Well, now the good news is that even if we draw a bunch of mountains, that Urborg allows us to play our... will allow us to play our Lyris. So, that's pretty cool. Okay. Our opponent goes to 18 to do that. Well, we're just going to run out Eidolon again here. Like, Eidolon is like one of the best cards, like not only in this matchup, but in general. Alright. Would kind of like to see a land here. Yeah, we go to 19. He says go. Put our opponent to 14 here. Well, the good news is that he's played 3 removal spells and flipped over a 4th in the graveyard, so he can only have so much removal left. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself. That doesn't have to be true by any stretch of the imagination. Drawing a land would be really good right here because we can go Lava Runner into Lightning Strike. Like, what are they doing? Duressing here? Alright, we're going to say go. We're just going to hold up Lightning Strike here and see what they do. I mean, not a Kroxa, please. We go to 17. They're probably going to put Lurrus into their hand. This is tough. We're kind of like we wanna hold our chain to the rocks until they hit like a Kroxa here. That was wrong. You have an Urborg. You should have got a mountain there. I don't know if our opponent was really thinking about what they should be doing. Definitely willing to go to 15 here. Land, please. All right, deck. You're kind of busting my chops here a little bit. We're 13 cards in. We should have seen a third land by now. Like, I don't know who's drawing. I mean, like, our opponent is drawn very well. They haven't seen a Kroxa, which is pretty statistically unlikely, but, well, that's good. Now they get to attack us for 2 and just duress us. That's what I imagine they'll do. We go to 13. I don't know. Like, I could honestly see them taking either of the 3 cards, like any card. Like, obviously they can't take Lava Runner, but I can see them taking any of the other 3 cards. Take Searing Blood, okay? We go to 13. Are you going to run out your Lurrus here? All right. And he's probably going to block here just because he wants to Like he's kind of just hoping he hits a Kroxa at this point. Wow, and he still didn't hit a Kroxa? I'm starting to think they're not in his deck. Like, the fact that we dodged Kroxa right there is really sweet. Our opponent does have a pretty good play of Fame on Dreadhorde Arcanist, K-Command, make us discard, return Lyris. And I think that's what he's going to go for. Oh no, he drew Young Pyromancer. Okay. Or I guess he can kill our Lava Runner with the K-Command and then return Lyris. I mean, probably better than making us discard a card. Okay. I definitely would have returned Lyris right there. I don't know, that's very weird. One, two, three, four, five, six. Just to let our Lyris die. Yeah, there's no way out of this, unfortunately. Like, we had all the cards we needed to win that game. We just needed to hit a third land anytime before like turn 15. So that's a little disappointing to start our game out that way, but oh well. Yeah, that's a pretty disappointing game to lose because we had that one. Like, that one was locked up. We just had to draw like anything. I mean, we just had to draw a land, like so. But there's not much we can do about that. Oh, let's see here. All right, 0-1 start. I feel like every time I play the burn deck in Pioneer, I draw so awkwardly, and I don't know why. I think this hand's really good. We're going to keep. We're going to lead on Soulscar Mage here. Swift Spear has haste, and we are able to give Lava Runner haste later in the game, so irrigated farmland really means we just want to get as much down as we can as quickly as possible. So it's possible they're playing Jeskai Control here and they have like Scorching Dragonfire or something, but we're definitely going to go upstairs with this, so I think scrying during our upkeep is actually a pretty solid play. Okay. Really hoping to hit like a Boros Charm or a Lightning Strike or something right there. Play that tapped. Play Soulscar Mage, say go. The fact that he's cycling feels pretty good, because it means he's missing land drops. But he hit a land. Man. Alright, so we're going to attack for 4 here, and then we're going to put Lyris in our hand. There's no reason to play into a Supreme Verdict more than we already have. He also has to draw a land here to play Supreme Verdict, but it's a decent chance he does. Again, we're going to hold the Lava Runner. I don't see a reason to play into like another sweeper or, just a big removal spell. Our opponent had back-to-back Supreme Verdicts. That's pretty good. Alright, so we put our opponent to 6. We're going to cast Play with Fire now because we want it to guaranteed resolve. We'll put that on top. It allows us to scry some more. So, I mean, it's a shock that it lets us scry some more, so feels pretty okay. Okay. Interesting. Our opponent never taps out for anything here. We're just going to go for it. I mean, like, they have to have Absorb here. Hopefully they don't have a veto. It's unfortunate. We wanted to do it before dig through time because then we're forcing them to to have it there. Now, the good news is that they're forced to have an answer that's not Blast Zone, or they're forced to go back down to 2 mana here. So we're gonna send them with the clowns here, or with the clown, I suppose. But okay, so they're gonna try and make a 2/2. Which is fine. Alright, our opponent directly has to have Essence Scatter here. Or some other 2 mana hard counter that I'm not aware of. Because Dovin's Veto doesn't get you out of this one. Let's go. Drawing Pyromancer was actually insanely good right there. I don't think they really cast that many spells. I think we just want Rolling Vortex here. And then Wild Slash and Play with Fire are our worst burn spells, so we can cut those. Like maybe if something comes up, we'll like want to bring in Curse of Shaken Faith. Yeah, we're gonna keep our opponent mulligan, so that's good. Okay. Vortex number 2 is pretty good. I mean, I don't think there's a counterspell for this. Like, so we're just gonna slam Eidolon here. Attack in. Means anything he does this turn that's not cycling Shark Typhoon to make a 1/1 is going to trigger Eidolon. We're gonna attack with a Swift Spear because we don't want them to be able to double block our Eidolon. It's like if they full out attack here, then we know that they have Supreme Verdict. Like again, we're gonna play out our Vortex. Because drawing a land there was really good. And I was like, because if they counter it, then we... Okay. Alright, kill their shark. We don't want them to have any pressure. With 2 Boros Charms in our hand, that Field of Ruin would actually be pretty good. Alright, our opponent realizes that too. Exile our Swiss Spear, okay. Man, I don't know what they could have, but we're getting to a point to where we're close to Eidolon locking them, so... That Sunset Revelry card is really good against us. I wasn't even thinking about that card. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, Sunset Revelry let it, like, they started the game at 28, so. And we did have a way to stop that with Rolling Vortex last turn. Like, maybe we should have just held that up instead of casting the Wizard's Lightning when we knew we could have. Like, if they cycle for a Shark token here, yeah. Because to play our Wizard's Lightning, we go to 3, and then they attack us to 2, and then Vortex kills us on our upkeep. Yeah, we're just gonna lose. We're gonna lose to our own hate cards here. We never got to a point to where we could cast multiple spells in a turn, really, and that just kind of did us in. I still think this is the best way to run the deck. I don't know. Felt like we were on the verge of winning that game there. Felt like we almost had that one. I still don't think Curse of Shaken Faith is good in this matchup, even with like they could always just cast something on my turn and then cast something on their turn and then cast something on my turn. So it doesn't feel good enough. Our opponent's obviously thinking about their sideboarding options. All right, we get to be on the play. We're going to keep this. This hand feels pretty solid. Now, if they have that 2-drop card, like, there's not much we can do about it. We can't really prevent the life gain or the creatures or anything, but... This is a pretty aggressive start from us. Put our opponent to 13 on turn 2, so... Now, granted, them having this card on turn 2, they did not have it. Okay. No blocks. We're going to attempt a Boros Charm. I imagine he has Dovin's Veto here. Or Censor. It's like Censor is also pretty good, but they still take 6 and go to 7. So, like, the life gain card is really the only thing I can think of here that really hurts. Put Shark Typhoon in the graveyard. And says go. Spell? We're going to attack, see what they do. Like, they have a counter spell. Like, then it's like they have to have veto here. Yeah. We'll hold this. There's no reason to play it. They have to have Verdict here, or that 2-mana card that gains them life and puts creatures into play. They're cycling, looking for it. All right. Well, we just kind of had the draw there that ran them over. Wasn't much else to say about that. We played against Blue-White Control, and they never had their life gain card, so we won. I think with Light Up the Stage, we'll keep this. Like, 4 lands is a little much, but I think Light Up the Stage makes this... Between having Light Up the Stage and Lyris, I think it makes this a pretty acceptable hand. Okay. So this feels like Phoenix. Nope, it's not what I wanted. I want to see if they're going to attack or block here. It's like, that's sheerly out of curiosity. It tells me a little bit about their hand. So we finally get to deal a point of damage to our opponent on turn 3. Just going to hold up Wizard's Lightning here, and then next turn we have access to Boros Charm and Pyromancer, so Light Up the Stage into Light Up the Stage was really solid there. Now, granted, after we run out of cards, our hand is, you know, hot garbage, but it's still good nonetheless. Makes me feel like they have an Izzet Charm or something, but they actually just 6 there. Lightning Strike? So our opponent's at 10. And we have... Is he going to Spikefield Hazard our Pyromancer there? That's pretty good. Sprite Dragon. Consider. We'll probably lightning strike that thing because that thing can get out of hand and then we won't be able to kill it. Put Sensor into the yard. We are going to put Lurrus into our hand this turn. They're running Sensor. I don't know. Like, this feels like some kind of weird, like, just blue-red tempo deck. Like, they're playing a lot of good cards. Like, so, I mean, definitely something we can lose to here. Ah, they're playing Delver. They're just playing blue-red Delver. Lava Runner. They're probably going to kill my Lurrus here. Like, I don't see a world where my Lurrus doesn't die here, so. Yep. Now, the good news is that they do have to go to 9 to do it, so we get to attack for 3 here. See if they block. Because, I mean, if you want to race your Delver versus my Swift Spear and Lava Runner, then I'm cool with that. I mean, they also have to flip it. And if they're anything like me, then they won't. Oh, but they did. And it's off Play with Fire. Man, the third Play with Fire and 17 cards is pretty solid. Kill our Lava Runner. They're going to opt. Puts 1 card on top of their library. Okay. What card did they put on top of their library? That is super interesting. This definitely feels like a Shaken Faith matchup. Like maybe maybe we won't ever like get any like real damage out of it, but it'll probably stop them from playing multiple cards a turn. It makes Expressive Iteration a lot worse. Well, questionably, because if they need a land, they can just put a land into exile. However they see fit. Young Peasy, okay. So this makes Boros Charm, Wizard's Lightning, or Lightning Strike lethal off the top. That's pretty solid. So I'm going to attack. We're going to play with fire. I mean, we're putting them to 1, and then we're going to Eidolon lock them, so I'm pretty okay with that. Feels like a pretty solid turn of events there. They cycle Sensor. They're drawing a lot of Sensors. Alright, so they're trying to find something to do here. Puts Delver into the yard. And they don't attack. Alright. Let's see what you do when I slam Eidolon. Ionize. Okay. Ionize is definitely interesting. I'm afraid to say that unfortunately we're probably due for a land here soon. Young Pyromancer, okay. Well, if it's ionized, we're dead. If it's ionized or play with fire or lightning strike or anything like it. Wow, we really lost this game? Not gonna lie. What, we had to draw 6 lands? Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty frustrating that we lost that game, because I don't feel like there's a cold chance in hell we should have lost that game. Alright. Searing Blood, Curse of the Shaken Faith, all really good. Boros Charm seems medium. I think we can cut Wizard's Lightnings. Like, Wizard's Lightning is really good, but I also question playing Wizard's Lightning here. Let's try it like that. Like, Wizard's Lightning is great, but it's also, like, in the realm of what we're doing here, just kind of the worst spell. Actually, let's do it this way. I think that's the best way to do it. This refuses to give them any turns where they just get to, like, draw multiple things or do a lot of things here, so... Pretty disappointing we lost that game. Like, it was always, like, a chance in the back of my mind that we could lose that game, but I'm not gonna lie, like, playing that one for a minute, I was kind of like, meh, the chances of us losing this game are very slim. They had just enough cards to hang on right there. Our opponent's playing like Delver, like typical tempo Delvery kind of stuff. I just didn't think Ionize would be good enough for that. Okay. Alright, cast Light Up the Stage. We'll play this and let him sweat a little bit. Curse of Shaken Faith is going to be really good. We're going to play our Mountain here so that they can't censor it. They're forced to have like an actual negate or something here if they want to counter it. Now, we are giving them a chance to generate some tokens here, which is a little disappointing. We'd rather not, but that's okay. Alright, let's go for the Searing Blood. Ionize, make a 1/1, okay. So they go to 14, we get to attack for 3. I was like, they probably throw the token in front there. I mean, I can't imagine a world where they're not putting the token in front. Okay. Consider, they put Delver into the yard and draw a card. They go to 11. I mean, we've drawn 3 Searing Bloods in the top 13 cards of our deck. It's been insanely good. Slam Idol on here. Try and like hate him out of the game a little bit here. Okay. Put it on top. We're just dead here, right? Alright. Let's see here. Forest Charm still not great. That's a lot of 2-drops on the draw. Like, Eidolon is a great Magic card, and I'm not taking away from that, but that's a lot of... It's a lot of 2-drops on the draw against a tempo deck that plays like Censor and a lot of other things, so them being on the play here for Game 3 is a little frightening because they can just run away with it. So this hand's also a little scary because our land our single land causes us to take a lot of damage, but if we draw like a mountain or an inspiring vantage here, I think we're in a pretty decent spot. Leads on the red side of Lava Glide pathway. So we're not going to play into that. Like he had to have a removal spell there, and I'm just not playing that game. Let's go to the dome. See if he counters this. Put on the bottom. Land, please. Drawing. I mean, we even scryed one to the bottom and still didn't find a land. Alright, let's go upstairs again. Put that on top. Alright. No Spell Pierce, please, even though it feels like you probably have it. Okay, I can live with Consider. So he leaves a card on top. So next turn, if we hit a third land, we can go Swiss Spear into Curse of the Shaken Faith, into Curse of Shaken Faith. It's not the Shaken Faith. Yeah, I think we just need to keep his threats off the field. Like that. I always puts one card on the bottom. I always auto just go to keep the board clear. Kind of almost like I'm playing mono red control in a little bit, so. Alright, my opponent gets busy here. This is ionized. We at least get to cast light up the stage. We're not walking in a Censor here. Okay. It's like I cannot cast a Spectacle, but we're at least stopping them from playing multiple spells a turn now. Is Crackling Drake? Treasure Cruise, okay. Put us to 12. If it's Censor, we can pay for it, but if they have a negate here, we're probably in trouble. I feel like we definitely want to put that on top. So we're going to go to 10 here, and then if nothing else, we have access to... We have access to Luris. They have a lot of cards in their hand and we don't, so. Alright, run out Swiss Spear. Attack. Interesting. I feel like they're just waiting for us to like play light up a stage here. The only thing I can think of is that they have anger here, which feels pretty aggressive. Maybe they're just holding a lot of sensors. Okay, they're just holding a bunch of cantrips. I was like, if they play anything, they have to shock themselves off of the curse, so. I mean, like, again, this feels like a pretty good spot, but it's hard to tell. Like, they could have anything. Roast? Alright, our opponent's truly on something else here. We go to 9. Think they're gonna block here. Like, if they don't block, I'm very curious, because why else would they have left that back? They finally draw into an Ionize. Well, that sucks. Was really hoping we could get our Luris down there. Okay. That's not good. Means we need to be in a place where we're drawing. Eidolon's pretty good. Eidolon blocks the 1/1 top. Put that on top. I mean, okay. Counterspell ends the game here. We really need them not to flip their Delver. Okay. Alright, don't flip your Delver, please. Alright, we dodged one. We need to draw a Searing Blood. 3, 6, 7, 8. Dune UNSC has followed. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, we drew our 9th land, like, not like terribly early, but a little early. So I mean, can't really be too upset about drawing another land there. But at the same time, like, they never had Ionize, or if they did, they played around like all of our stuff there, which is really interesting. I know how hard it is to grow on Twitch, so here's a follow. I hope you have an amazing stream. Thanks, I appreciate that, man. Do you stream, Dune? Dune. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong, one way or the other. I guess it's done if I had to look at it, but. Oh, you do stream. That's cool. PUBG, Red Dead. Hey, I haven't played the second Red Dead. Drop you a follow right back. I appreciate you stopping by and following. And how do I make that go away now? That's cool that you stream. I went back and followed you too, by the way. I appreciate you stopping by. All right. Well, we get to be on the play. Hi and good luck. Yeah, this seems pretty good. Lava runner on one, followed in a double Swiss spear. Okay. Yep, always yield. Wizard's Lightning and land is pretty good because it allows us to play all of our cards. All right, so I mean he can block something, but if he does, we're gonna trade with the Wizard's Lightning. I'm really okay with this exchange here because, like, he takes 4 and we get to keep our entire board. Now, unfortunately, we've drawn a 4th and a 5th land already, so that's a little bit of a tough scene. Okay. Put him to 12, put him to 6, and scry, and then put Luris into our hand. Yeah, I think it's best to go upstairs here. I think if he had Collected Company, we're gonna put that on the bottom. I don't think that's, like, I don't think Eidolon's where we want to be this late in the game. Alright, our opponent's at 6. Would have really loved to have seen a Boros Charm there. Alright, our opponent concedes. Chain of the Rocks. Searing Blood can have some value, so we should bring it in. Eidolon is really bad in these matchups, and so is Boros Charm. Like, Boros Charm is, like, good but bad all at the same time, so... I mean, this hand's really good. Not a ton of interaction, but this hand is pretty solid, so... Our opponent keeps 7. We will as well. Definitely going to lead on Soulscar Mage here. Soulscar Mage is arguably the best creature in the entire deck, so especially in this matchup. We've been bopping tonight. Yeah, we're like 1 and 2 right now, so bopping's not exactly what I would call it, but it has been a tolerable league. All right, we're gonna attack and see if our opponent blocks. Our opponent does not. So we're going to play a lot up the stage here to try and draw some extra cards. Play with Fire and Searing Blood are pretty good. Probably going to play the Lovestruck Beast here. It's just like undoubtedly the best blocker. Alright. So we have access to... We would essentially be trading... Alright, let's see what happens. We can Searing Blood. I mean, if he blocks, we get to Searing Blood, the Llanowar Elf. And... I mean, I guess we can always just, like, if he doesn't block... Okay, so he is going to block. Cast the Searing Blood, put our opponent to 13, and then we're going to play with fire this. Now, we don't get to scry, but we are facing down a Bone Crusher Giant and a 1/1 human token. Coloithus is pretty good. We don't really have much of a way to beat that one, so... Haste is really solid here. Alright, we're going to load up the stage and see what happens. What have you been up to today, Ben? Anything interesting or just normal Ben stuff? I think it's worth to play this tapped and then play Soulscar Mage here. Again, best creature in the matchup, so we want to get it down. Beating Cloithus is going to be really tough here. That's really interesting. I would have eaten my Soulscar Mage or my Monastery Whisperer there. Okay. We're doing our best to make it happen. We're getting pretty good draws here. This puts you to 10. Puts you to 8. Scry. Lot up the stage seems decent. If nothing else, it's 3 mana, draw 2 extra cards with our opponent at 2. Alright. Not much normal Ben stuff. How about you? I mean, it was a pretty typical Wednesday. You know, went to work, came home. I went to the gym the last couple days, so I passed on going to the gym today. So, kind of just been enjoying hanging out. What are you exerting on? Hour 2-2? That makes sense. A lot up the stage plus virtually anything wins the game. Both of those do it. Hey, all right. We had really good. That was like really good draws there. So we're playing. I mean, like this. We're playing Curse of Shaken Faith, and of course we haven't played against Izzet Phoenix a single time. We played. What did I play the other night? Yeah, that's right. Bop 'em. We're 2-2. Hopefully we can finish this league strong. You ready to play Dead by Daylight later, Ben? We haven't played against Phoenix a single time. What did I play last night? I have to look because I can't remember because I'm getting ready to put it up on YouTube. We played Grixis Delver. That's right, because we played Grixis Delver last night. And tell him to leave. Super busy. No. No, no. No. Come on. It'll be fun. You can try to talk, what's Diablo? Is that his name? We can try to talk him into playing too. It'll be a good time. We played against Izzet Phoenix twice last night. Well, we played against Izzet Phoenix once and then Jeskai Phoenix one time. And we haven't played against Phoenix at all, and there's 3 Curse of Shaken Faith in our sideboard, so... Feels bad. That's the face I make when you guys say it's fun. That's awesome. Have you ever even played the game? Oh wow, we found a match quick after we restarted the search. Let's go. I mean, I guess the only good thing, like one of the good things we can take away from this league is that even our 2 losses, we've played 3 games. So I think scrying into Eidolon is good enough to keep this. Hi and good luck. No, you haven't played it? We'll see. Tonight we can change that, man. You can play it. All right. I guess we'll put that on top. It'll probably be good later. Eidolon, Steam Vents tapped makes me think we're playing against Izzet Phoenix, but this could be another person playing Delver of some variety. Though I have murdered a few people after chasing them around cornfields, so I have some experience. It sounds like you have some like real-time experience, which really feels like the way to go. So attempt to play with fire. Sounds weird to say that out loud, but put that on the bottom. And if our opponent takes this and goes to 12, we're in a really good spot. Okay. I mean, our opponent still goes to 12, but now we're in a different spot because they use their petty theft. Just expressive iteration. It's definitely what it feels like. Okay. So I mean, we just get to play Pyromancer here and then slam Eidolon. Our opponent goes to 9 this turn. Like, Anger of the Gods is like the one thing here that I see like really blowing us out. But they do have to go to 7 to play it, so doesn't seem completely terrible for us if that's the case. Crackling Drake, okay. This puts them to 6, this puts them to 2. Play that tapped, put Luris into our hand. Like, it'd be different if that was going to kill. Like, if that was going to kill our Eidolon, I probably wouldn't have attacked with the Eidolon there. Like, if they'd had a 2-4, I would have just attacked with the Swiss Spear. But alright, yeah, we just had like a super aggressive draw there. Alright, so we definitely want Curse. We don't want Searing Blood. I don't think we want Rolling Vortex either. But I do think we want Chain to the Rocks. This feels really bad, so we need to cut 3 more cards. I don't know. Maybe we bring in 3 Chain to the Rocks, and we cut a couple Pyromancers. I say we try it like this. Maybe wrong to sideboard that way, but it feels good. And I think that's one of honestly, as we're talking about stuff like that, I think that's like one of my biggest downfalls as a Magic player is that I kind of like sometimes I make a sideboard guide, but most games I sideboard on like how I feel at the time, and I think that's one of my biggest weaknesses, honestly. Drawing Eidolon's really good there. I don't think they play like hard creature counters. Like I think they play some negates out of the sideboard, but I don't think that. Okay, the fact that they're charter coursing during their turn, like that's their turn 2 plays to charter course is really solid for us anyway. Put them to 19. And we get to guaranteed resolve our Eidolon this way. Gonna kill our Eidolon here. They go to 16 to Magma Spray our Eidolon. They're considering during their main phase, which makes me think they're looking for a land. They put Opt in their yard. They did hit a land. Okay, so they're just trying to put Arclight Phoenix in play, okay? Interesting, and your choice to block. We're going to Wizard's Lightning this, hit them for 4, and then we're going to play Light Up the Stage. I don't want to commit more to the board if I don't have to. They go to 12. We get to draw 2 cards. Lightning Strike and Swift Spear is pretty solid. I can't argue with that. Put Steam Vents into the yard. It would play out that the one time during this league we play against Izzet Phoenix, we don't have Curse of Shaken Faith in our hand. So that's right. Hype train. Get the hype train going. For what it's worth, I know I give you a hard time, Ben, but if you actually don't want to play later, like, please don't feel obligated to play. We're going to put that on the bottom in hopes that we draw a... that's not bad. So we play Swift Sphere, we kill Phoenix. Like, I know it's a recursive threat, but our threats on the board are probably going to be the ones that push us over the top here, so... Too late. The pressure is crushing me. Alright, you know what? I don't feel bad. How about that? I mean, if I thought it was actually making you feel bad, then yeah, I would feel terrible, but I know it's not. I know you too well. Opt, okay. I mean, they are putting this Phoenix back into play multiple times here, so like... So we're going to kill your Phoenix again. We're going to put Lurrus into our hand. And we're going to attack. As they've had to recur Arclight Phoenix 3 times this game to not die to our pressure. So this is a prime example of what Curse of Shaken Faith would be phenomenal against. Like, drawing Chain to the Rocks would be pretty cool right here. If we had enough white mana, I would say that we could... play Lurrus, play Monastery Swift Spear, and then if we pill Chain to the Rocks, play Chain to the Rocks. But, I mean, we also have a pretty good play of just, like, if we do draw it here. Now, they're probably able to flip this next turn, but we're just going to play this and say go. They know Lurrus is the last card in our hand, but... Well, Expressive Iteration basically guarantees they're flipping Thing in the Eyes and putting Arclight Phoenix into the yard. Alright. Glasses, you're driving me crazy right now. Sweltering Suns? Mmm. Mmm. That's not good. Alright, that Sweltering Suns was bad news. Alright, I'm gonna hold the mountain. Like, I think drawing the mountain might have been like the icing on the cake here. Like if we had drawn play with fire there, we could play with fire at the end of the turn, but and try to scry one. Oh man, I used to have a blue deck with Thing in the Ice, dude. Thing in the Ice is like a very annoying but very good card. Like it's tough to kill in Pioneer, so it's plus when it flips, it's a friggin' house. What are the last 6 cards in his hand? Like, does he just have a bunch of lands in his hand, or is he holding on to like some kind of like weird counter spell that I'm not ready for? I mean, there's the play with fire we asked for. I mean, he only has to have 3 spells here, and he does kill us. Eh. It's bad news bears. If he does go to flip Thing in the Ice, I do get to kill it with play with fire, but oh wow. All right, EOT. Let's try one. Hopefully. Ooh, fuck this guy. Yeah, he's not been my favorite so far. Is this? Oh man, if I'd have waited till it was my turn. If I'd have waited till it was my turn. See, I was thinking, I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? I'm not trying to really play around anything, so. Yeah, we're going to concede. So if we play around that, we play that, we tap those 2, scry that to the bottom, draw play with fire, end up 1 short. So we wouldn't have won anyway. I definitely think this is still the way to go. I think we just, like all the spells help us push us over the top. And if we ever get to Curse of Shaken Faith, like, we're probably just going to win the game. Like, that card, man, Mike DeAmber is still sending us orders. Man. This guy that I work with is still sending us orders, and it's like 8 o'clock. Like, it's crazy. I mean, he's on the West Coast, so I guess it's really only like 5 there, but. Him having Sweltering Suns and Anger of the Gods was really good there. He was able to clear our board twice without actually just forcing them back into our hand and letting us replay them. So that's the one thing about Thing in the Ice is that it's really good the turn that it flips, but the turn after that, like your opponent just kind of gets to put all their cards back on the table. So Eidolon is a really good card. Like, and I love Eidolon, but it's easier to remove than Curse of the Shaken Faith. Curse of Shaken Faith. I've got to stop saying the in the middle. I mean, we're going to keep this, like, this kind of hand we want right here. We get to go Wild Slash into Curse of Shaken Faith. I think this will be the ultimate test to see if this card can go the distance. And we don't even have to play the Wild Slash if we don't want to. think I'm just going to hold the Wild Slash. Double Curse is nuts here. Our opponents are reading that card going, what? Gigolos are the worst Magic opponents? What is a Gigolos? I don't even know what that is. Alright, so we're going to kill it now, and then we have Curse of Shaken Faith #2 next turn. Because we really just don't want to lose to Thing in the Ice. Expressive Iteration's pretty good. Bro, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Hit me with some knowledge. Let me know what Gigolos is. Alright. It's not what I wanted to see. It's a whore. I didn't even... Yep, did not know that. So they do just play Negate. I mean, if they flip Thing in the Ice here, we will just lose to it unless we peel Chain of the Rocks. And the first G is pronounced like a J. Gigolos? Gigolos. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, dude, we can't draw this many lands and be successful. It's just not possible in the old burn deck. I don't know if it's right to run it out there, but it's not like we have anything in the graveyard going on. We'd really like to... You Philistine? I don't even know what that means either. This is getting worse. Never mind. Lol. Yep. We're going to take 3 here. There's nothing we can do about it. Like, the problem is what's worse here. I think this is worse. Alright. I mean, I imagine our opponent has a removal spell here. We just have to find a way to kill that freaking Crackling Drake. If we can, we'll be fine. Because, I mean, if they don't have to use Arclight Phoenix, they will win the game. Are you kidding me? That's your third Thing in the Ice, dude? Alright. Oh my god. This is not happening to me. Alright, well, it's a pretty shitty fucking way to lose a game, but there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, man. Like, have at it. Like, the one game where he has to use all of his spells to keep Arclight Phoenix in play multiple times, we don't draw Curse of Shaken Faith. And there's 3 in the deck. All right, we need to draw Chain to the Rocks now. I mean, I guess, like, if we were going to draw a creature, this is, like, the least terrible one, I suppose. Okay. I mean, we have to go for it here. If not, we're just dead. So we take 5, go to 3. Yep, that sucks. I mean, we drew 7 lands and 16 cards. That's pretty unfortunate. Pretty shitty way to lose a game, honestly. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's a little tilting, but Curse of Shaken Faith did nothing that game because we weren't able to apply any pressure. Because instead of drawing things to do proactively, we were just forced to kind of sit and stare at the board while our opponent played multiple. Like he had 3 thing in the ice, and it's 3 thing in the ice in the top 15 cards of his deck, and a Crackling Drake. So, and we only play 4 answers to those cards. So we had to 2 for 1 of them, and Chain to the Rocks another one. So that was kind of tough, but I think the burn deck's still really good, and I think Curse of Shaken Faith is really good in this deck. Like I think if you're playing Pioneer Burn, you should be playing Curse of Shaken Faith in the side. I think that's not questionable. Maybe playing 2 and 4 Vortex, maybe maybe that's a better option for sideboard, but it still feels really good to me. So I'm gonna take a few minute break here, and when I come back, we're gonna switch over and play Modern Burn, which we have also fit Curse of Shaken Faith into. So we'll be right back with some Modern. Thanks for hanging out.